Emergency warnings remain in place for parts of New South Wales this morning as flooding recedes. Evacuation warnings are active in parts of Cumberland Reach, parts of Sackville, Sackville North and Cornwallis, the eastern part of Richmond Lowlands, parts of Lower Portland, parts of Leets Vale, parts of Ebenezer, the Riverside Caravan Park in Cattai, the northern part of Pitt Town Bottoms and low-lying parts of Agnes Banks. That's where the emergency warnings are still in place. Meanwhile, a disaster recovery package has been announced for more than a dozen flood-affected areas across New South Wales. The funding includes grants for councils to help clean up, emergency accommodation and cash for essential items.
After days of record-breaking rainfall turned streets into rivers, the focus is now turning to the big clean-up as floodwaters recede.
Members of the SES will be going through areas across New South Wales, particularly those that have been hit hard up and down around near Illawarra and further south.
About 200 people were rescued from floodwaters on Saturday across the state. Some found on roofs and others trapped in cars.
Some of those also could have been because people had driven through floodwaters, which we again remind people not to do. It's fairly blue skies behind me, but that doesn't mean that the water danger is over.
About 5,000 volunteers have given up their time over the past few days, working around the clock to support flooded communities.
Wherever there are floods or natural weather events, we see people putting their values into practice by providing that support to their fellow Australians who are in need.
The New South Wales and federal government have declared a natural disaster, unlocking financial relief for more than a dozen councils. It includes funding for emergency accommodation and cash to purchase essential items, along with assistance for primary producers.
They have only just recovered from a series of floods over the last few years to be getting a really good crop, and now that work is all underwater.
As the mammoth clean-up begins, the impact of the natural disaster will be felt for weeks to come. Lauren Forbes, Sky News.